Good evening, everyone, and welcome to ALTTPR League Season 4 playoffs. We've got a Game 2 rematch between Roomies, represented by RD Walsh, and PugTrio, represented by Solsky. The reason why we have a rematch is because the two of them played a cross-key seed earlier, but were separated by just 0.4 of a second. So we got another one. I am VXR441, and joining me tonight is Radical Sniper.
Good evening. Yeah, that's a crazy way to go for the first game of this series. I am shocked to believe that we have this kind of setup happening. But yeah, so best of 5 series. The first 3 games between our pendant dependent. This is our wisdom pendant, is cross keys, and still waiting to see when we get our courage and our power matchups for this set. So, but plenty of time for all that. 2 weeks per series. So, but it does look like our runners will be off shortly.
While we're waiting, I guess I should go explain this mode if you're not too familiar with it. Cross keys is a combination of crossed entrance shuffle, which is really all the entrances are mixed together. But they can also connect from the light world to the dark world. You got certain connectors that have multiple entrances. And then it's also key sanity.
Yeah, so the key sanity sides of that, of course, is the maps, compasses, small keys, and big keys are not necessarily in their dungeons. And yeah, as you said, that cross-world entrance shuffle is always a fun time. The one thing we can say, of course, about that is drop-downs are paired with their entrances. So while the Sanctuary and Back of Escape drop-down might not be Sanctuary and Back of Escape, they will at least be a pair. So they could both be Ganon, the Magic Bat, the Useless Fairy. Both of our runners, though, starting off at Sanctuary for a Compass to GT.
Not the most useful one.
If you can tell me of a useful Compass, I'll endorse it.
Right. Okay, we're at the Sanctuary's at the Thief location.
Yeah, and that's a good location for it, honestly. Probably one of the better ones, just because it gives us a lot of access to Kakariko. And bush crabs are bombs, so even better.
And you can immediately drop down and get the 3 items and mini Moldworm Cape right off the bat.
And both of them are going to go for this. Solsky did get a few extra bombs, whereas Artie Walsh just has to be a little bit more careful, is able to get it though, and both of our runners threw mini Moldworm Cave, so nicely done.
And we get the Quake Medallion. Castle Tower small key and 10 bombs.
I mean, I'll say that one Castle Tower small key is a nice find in this mode. I think, just having that available to yourself is just so you can get both chests when you find Castle Tower is always nice.
Absolutely, you don't have to skip the second chest. Oh, we had a vanilla lumberjack, and that looks like a piece of arts.
Yeah, so we're not going to be seeing that one. But at least we don't need a hunt for that second Castle Tower small key.
That can get quite annoying sometimes. Oh, there's the Smiths.
So yeah, of course, with this being the Link to the Past Randomizer League, if anybody was unfamiliar with this, the Invitational League had 4 divisions of 8 teams. The top 4 teams from each division did make the playoffs to form a 16-team brackets, divided into our Light World and Dark World conferences. This is a Dark World conference matchup. PugTrio was the division champion out of the Misery Mire division, while Roomies was the 3rd team out of our Skull Woods division. However, both teams did finish the season with 30 points, so very even. Although at the invitational level, you kind of get this for the most part all the time.
Alright, so looks like he's going to check this entrance, and I assume set up a Houlihan, get 225 release. Oh, it's the well, so we might hold off on the Houlihan for a sec.
Yeah, and I wonder if we'll get to see the the witch's hut real quick. Because that
Yes,
entrance
Link's...
can get pretty easily isolated now if Solsky doesn't check it out. And we also have a vanilla uncle.
Link's house is always vanilla. What else was in the well besides a GT small? I forgot.
I saw a map, but nothing too amazing. Kind of ho-hum on this one today.
Right, and on the map, we saw 2 crystals at Eastern and Desert. Eastern was a red one.
And we have a shop there at the front of Hyrule Castle entrance.
Yeah, just a fairy fountain.
Yeah, we're not actually getting a Houlihan play. That's kind of become a very standard start for cross keys anymore, is to almost see a runner always do a Houlihan, and we didn't get it from either runner. Not that it matters with the rupee game or arrow game there.
Yeah, another thing you see a lot in cross keys. Good way to farm money.
I was curious, Solsky taking a few extra digs along the way to the dig spot. Nothing really there, but I'm not sure why we were seeing the extra digs. And was that Castle Tower?
Yes, it was. And the front of Desert is at Brian's hideout.
So yeah, early in these cross keys races, what we're going to see is just a lot of quick checks. Not necessarily going to follow your connectors. You want to see what's available. You might not go through a connector though. So in this case, Solsky finding Spectacle Rock for that Meyer Small, and Solsky already defying what I thought was going to happen.
See where that dumps us off at. Oh, wait. Oh, that's the GT entrance.
And that's a great find, honestly, because it just gives you so much ability to check the mountain. If we get that mirror anytime soon, like, there's everything. And there's our bumper cave bottom.
Magic Bat could be at Agate too, but it could also be vanilla. We have not seen Ganon.
Yeah, we're still missing a couple of drop downs. And
Oh, there's the upgrade
Fairy.
fairy.
So here we go. This is Magic Bat check, and I think this is if this is not Ganon, then we are looking at yeah, it looks like we're seeing a vanilla Ganon today.
You are correct.
And there's the other half of Bumper Cave.
I had a lot of vanilla drop downs. And there's our third GT small already.
Is the seed telling us something here?
Not just the vanilla Ganon. Maybe we'll have to climb early.
Yeah. One of the things you mentioned to a lot of runners who are new to cross keys, and it's, how little does it actually take to climb GT? All you really require is like a bow, a fire source, and the big key.
Sick kid's got a connector. And that dumps us off at Desert Rights.
It's a nice convenient connector. It can be pretty slow to get to the desert area at times. So yeah, early in this match, you're just going to check entrances. You're going to try to start piecing together your map. If you can find some equipment, really good. Like in this case, finding Sahasrahla is a great find.
Ice Key, or the Ice Palace is our green pendant. Oh, the nice flute.
Yeah, that's really convenient.
And a pod small.
So, question in chat, is cross keys the hardest mode? Depends on how you define hard. Out of the games that we're going to see of the first three, this might be the most in-depth of our modes. I don't know if I'd say it's the hardest possible kind of stuff, but it definitely takes a lot to get used to playing this mode. Yeah, I think if you talk to some of the power players or the players in Game 4, they might tell you that Randomizer can be just as bad, especially given it's a hard mode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and of course, yes, Swordless is one of the other Game 3, 4 modes that we have. So runners might tell you those are harder, but this is definitely a lot to kind of grasp, especially if you're newer to the format. And there's the front of Turtle Rock. And yes, this game is a re-race game. The first game between our two runners tonight was within 0.4 of a second. So we are having a re-race to decide a winner.
And there's the dam. Draw window is 1 second.
Yeah, after the end of the race, tournament admins were able to look at the VODs and do manual retiming of the runs to figure out, that time difference and make that determination. Because obviously, with button clicks and race time and other things such as that, they just want to make sure that everything is on the up and up and, determine if we need that re-race.
Yeah, these runners can choose custom sprites. Looks like Soul Scheme went with an eggplant, and RD Walsh went with, I don't know exactly what that is.
I don't know if the exact name it's given. It might be just Burb, but I could be wrong.
Burp, okay. Yeah. Confirmation from one of our trackers. And the bunny sprite's just an egg, which is also very cute.
And RD Walsh is going to buy that bomb upgrade. Not a bad idea. Depending on what equipment we get when, an arrow upgrade might also be nice.
Not just, it's also key sanity in addition to entrance and exterior noise. Ooh, laser bridge.
That's a fun location for this early. Of course, laser bridge is not logical until you find an invincibility item in cross keys. Some of the stuff that if you're used to playing Link to the Past randomizer, the logic for cross keys is a little bit different. For example, dark rooms are not in logic with Fire Rod, even if they have a torch in them. That's just part of this mode and the fact that it is on an old version of the randomizer.
There's the Swamp Palace big. Pain and Burn, that's actually really nice, but it's locked by a lot of things. And then the Misery Mire big.
Yeah, cape or mirror shield, so interesting.
That was a stacked laser bridge.
And there's our mountain start point over at Agina's cave.
Mushroom from draining the dam. Another big key, and it's Ice Palace.
And we have found Thieves Town here at the dam. Nothing on Lake Hylia Island this time, as well as that Lake Hylia shop.
Oh, nice hook shot.
Yeah, that's really going to open up possibilities. I have to believe we're going to see a really early play up the mountain with that flute hookshot combo.
Alright, that'll be it for us in Thieves Town for now.
Yeah, and so the question becomes, do you want to start checking some of the other lower Hyrule entrances here, or do you just run for the mountain with that flute hookshot? Because I feel like, without a glove, there's definitely some spots you're going to miss, and I'd almost want to put those off until I have the glove, most likely.
Yeah. Up Pyramid Fairy. 2 heart containers.
Early in cross keys, I will greatly appreciate any health I can get.
And we're getting simultaneous mushroom turn-ins.
Yeah, so no desire even to try to chance, a fake powder. So we'll need real powder for that. Luckily, we do know where the bat is, so...
And we found kind of a Super Bunny cave.
Yeah, that's the top of Super Bunny, so it is not a connector for us.
And we got a Skullwood Small and TR Big.
Always appreciate finding at least one Skullwood small key. Does make that dungeon a lot better. Technically, we'll get the key we need in the dungeon, but just having that one feels so much better always. And of course, Hotel Mario.
Must have warmed up in there if he moved into Ice Rod Cave.
So Solski is going to check out this laser bridge entrance as Artie Walsh does find the useless ferry drop down at Sanctuary. What have you missed? Just a lot of keys and a hook shot and a flute.
Yeah, 4 big keys already. We'll see how important the Mire and TR bigs are as we get more information about our dungeon rewards. Swamp one isn't the most ideal, but you don't like to orphan big chest when you're there. And there's GT at the Old man cave.
So we do have 2 free items here already. Small key to thieves and just some bombs. I do imagine that we're going to see at least scouting the torch. That's very common play here, is at least see what's on the torch, and Artie Walsh does not care for my input on this one, says, no, I am out of here. Personally, I'm a big fan of scouting that torch just in case, you know, like, hey, if I get boots, you know, for all you know, that's your hammer. And like, it'll just tell you, hey, you can come back in here and do more. Like, just knowing if it's a progression item is always nice.
Oh, another connector at the Light Death Mountain exit.
And it looks like we're going to find out where this goes. And that is the DDM Bridge with Turtle Rock. So, and the other end is Spike Cave. Wow.
That's an interesting location for that.
Here's the first of our dark entrances. Now, it does look like Artie Walsh is going to try to figure out, I think this is Old Man Rescue. Possibly? I think that's a rescue.
Oh yeah,
wow.
If it is.
Okay, so I'm only going to take a guess at how Artie Walsh was doing this. I think the quick swapping was to know when the door transition happened. And that's the only thing I've got.
So also, it's found Hookshot Cave. Oh, there's the book. And another big key. This one to Thieves Town.
Wow, so already we know where our thieves big and small are. And there's the other side of, or the bottom of Super Bunny. And was that a vanilla front of Hookshot Cave?
Yes, it was. And then there's and then Swamp Palace. Let's see where Solski's going now. We're gonna go to 5. Check some more entrances over here.
Also got to look at our stun prize, just some arrows.
A nice fake flipper from Solski.
I'm surprised we're getting one so early here. Just for the Lake Hylia Island.
Yeah, and Artie Walsh, you gotta be careful here. Oh.
Ouch. And I said I'm surprised, but we found the Meyer Shed here, so this could be good.
It didn't have anything.
Yeah. So Artie Walsh heading back up the mountain, gonna see if we can get to that east side as Solski back into the fake flipper for, looks like Hobo this time. And yeah, we will see a bunch of bunny walking, probably at least, you know, within reason. There's definite value to doing it at times. Just the ability to kind of, you know, there's items that could be there, such as, you know, let's do stuff out of logic and get a Cane of Samaria.
Absolutely. And there's Hera.
Be curious to see if we get an early Hera pot just to get that extra chest up towards the top of Tower of Hera. Because we cannot beat Moldorm yet.
Solski's gonna maybe check Tile Room here.
Yeah, nice having that Cane of Samaria, just being able to check this. Just one extra item that we can get out of here. But I don't believe we really got anything off that those East Mountain checks.
I believe so. And it was just the Skullwoods Compass.
And we do not see the torch on Solski's side either. So I'm going to be curious to see when we find out what that was.
I already lost going through. Check cave, get the book, and I believe it was the Thieves Town big key here. Yeah, they both turn into mushrooms, so no fake powder today.
Yeah, unfortunately, with it being a vanilla bat, we also need to have that hammer first.
And just a fortune teller there. And a shop.
Yeah, so I think that handles all of the Dark Death Mountain entrances, really, at this point. No real knowledge on the TR stuff. I'm not surprised we're not checking it at this point.
We're going to see what's at the desert entrance.
Yeah, this is a good
It was just
play.
50% ledge.
There are no hints in cross keys, at least with the settings we use now for the league.
Right, and we're going to get our other red crystal, Misery Mire.
And at this point, you know, what we're really looking for is just something to give us some extra checks. Because we're going through the entrances pretty quickly. There's just not a lot of progression beyond what we've already checked.
Here's the back of Skullwoods.
And we did get we also got the Old Man Rescue over on Solski's side, so The old man is safe on both sides.
Yeah, that's all we're doing in there, and so it's nothing to be able to beat Mafia.
Yeah, even with, you know, it's great that we have the key if we wanted to, but no sword, no fire. But this is ending up at Eastern Palace, and I don't know if we have a lot of entrances after this. We have to have some.
We could go back to Thieves Town.
Yeah,
It's
that
looking like a
attic
good
and
play at this
cell.
point.
Yeah, attic and the cell are looking kind of important. And the fact that we've got Blue Cane's out of logic, so I was gonna say we can kill blind, but the blind kill's not even really a logical play yet. You know, there's definitely the temptation to wait to do thieves, but I think we have to. I don't think we have anything else left. Oh, sorry, desert
Oh,
main
yeah, desert,
entrances.
yeah.
Yeah, we hadn't checked these connectors. Or the chests that we have available.
Yeah. Hey, a sword. Doesn't really do anything for us right now, though.
It does make blind a lot better.
Yeah, there's that, but again. Yeah.
Just 300 bucks on the desert torch, so definitely do not need that one later.
Another sword.
Yeah, that desert west giving us that drop down, so nice find there.
And back to
And
Hera.
yeah, I mean, at this point, you can beat Moldworm. We're going to get to see a Harapot here. Artie Walsh making sure to not pick up that blue rupee, as picking that up in midair will mess up your Ancilla, or your vertical pixel, sorry. And nicely done on the Harapot. And there are actually cross keys spoiler log races. They are quite the adventure. You got to know a lot of names.
Week 4 was just regular key sanity. It wasn't
Yeah.
cross. Week 5 was cross keys without spoiler log, of course.
And
Alright,
just
so
like
Speed
that.
has gone back to Thieves Town.
And Artie Walsh has taken down Moldorm for just a map to Thieves and a pendant.
Abandoned.
So no real advantage gained for Artie Walsh on that play, but does have those two swords at this point, which are nice, and is heading to Thieves Town as well.
And Thieves Town is a crystal, according to R.D. Walsh's screen.
Yeah, one of the newer features of the randomizer in, I guess that was the most recent update, added C or a P to dungeons when you have the map or if you know what the dungeon is. So in this case, we have seen the Thieves map, so we know that it is a crystal.
And we got the glove out of the attic, so that'll certainly help us in finding some more entrances.
Yeah, and that is in logic based on the fact that we do have the big and the small key so far. And of course, one of the questions that I know usually comes up in key sanity modes is, hey, can you still tell what dungeon it is based on, or the prize based on the music? No, the sound has actually been randomized as well, so you cannot tell crystal pendant based on the music playing.
Yeah, it was just a coincidence that we had the Light World dungeon music for Pendant Hera, and now we're getting Dark World dungeon music for Crystal Thieves Town.
And yes, all hints are disabled in league races. Pretty much that is, I want to say that's pretty much the competitive standard now for tourney races.
Yeah, it is.
So that is 2 phases down of blind for Solski. I was going to say, are we going to get some blue cane strats? There we go. Very nice kill, though. So it looks like the progression for us here was the glove. But we are getting cane strat, or blue cane strats from Artie Walsh as well on this one. Unfortunately, getting a little off a blind script, it looked like. But nice kill for both runners to get their first crystals. And our first glove check yields nothing at that desert area rock.
Solski's going to take that book into the desert entrance and find out where our red crystals are.
So I get this at this point, the 2 entrances we haven't checked that are opened up by that glove, of course, are the Ice Rod Liftable Rock and the Death Mountain Ascent.
We are going to get that formal one. We are going to get the formal one here.
Yeah, I think besides the the right side desert entrance, these are the only things we have left. And
There's Ice
unfortunately,
Palace, but
yeah,
can't do anything there right now.
no fire to get through there, so we are stuck on that. But Artie Walsh heading, I believe this is going to be Death Mountain Ascent.
Oh, and Harry Solski's going to go into Castle Tower with that one key. We can do the first check, but the second one is out of logic without a lamp.
And Death Mountain Ascent is our spiral cave.
Solski using the combination of sword and Samaria blocks to get rid of these fallen chain guards. Oh, it hasn't found the sword.
Yeah, that's Samaria and Hookshot are really good though, and then Burna for the end there on the dagger cards. Just a small key to Turtle Rock though. I missed it. Did we get anything out of Spiral Cave?
We got flippers.
Oh, flippers. So Samaria's in logic now. Great. So is our progression now the left side of TR? Because I don't see a lot of other options right now.
Me neither. Ooh, Bombos. Roll of fire.
Very nicely done. Of course, still missing a sword to do much with it, but not great find. And Artie Walsh is building up the money for Zora. Flippers kind of makes it an idea. You know, you kind of have to follow that progression and just hope that's kind of the next step. Numal Solsky heading into desert, so should be getting that. We'll be getting at least that first sword momentarily.
Solsky now has the sword.
And showing a little bit of extra knowledge, saying, hey, I know where some extra little magic pots are right now. So after pretty much draining the magic, coming back and saying, okay, let's get a few extra little pots at this moment.
Yeah, you don't have the small key, though.
Might miss that Master Sword for a little bit having head this way, but we are going to get some new information for entrances. And I say that, but
cave.
that might even be a better entrance than the other desert entrance. Because I have to assume Solsky's going to take the center drop down here. And going to find Desert West and then find that Master Sword. Talk about fortuitous.
Oh, that was the Moon Pearl on the Zora Ledge.
So those flippers definitely required for that moment. So yeah, you need to go through Spiral Cave to get your flips.
Oh, a big key. Desert, that is required.
Oh wow, that gonna be very interesting to see if Solsky does grind out the rest of the money required for that before heading there.
I think Solsky's gonna head over and... Oh, I'm gonna check the Spiral Cave entrance first. Now there's the left side of Hyrule Castle.
And we've found our way over to Bumper Ledge.
Or Solsky can just find 300 rupees in that chest and have your Zora money now.
Works out perfectly. And that was a Fairy Ascension Cave at the Dark Lumberjack, so we're definitely not following that right now when we have so few ways to get over to this part of Dark World.
And Artie also is going to pick up whatever this map is. I mean, Misery Mire, but we already know that's a crystal. Pod is also a crystal.
Yeah, we don't usually get too many map checks in Cross Keys because you can pretty much just go clear what you can, but not a bad idea. Oh, and there's another Hyrule Castle entrance.
And there's the GT map. Not helpful at all.
And it does look like we might get Dark Cross on Solski's side. Gonna be not too bad. 5 hearts green mail with a Master Sword. Would be a different story for Artie Walsh right now. I know it doesn't seem like much, but Artie Walsh went into Hyrule Castle through Dark World. So those snakes and rats in the back actually are their Dark World counterparts, while Solski is dealing with the Light World version of them.
And just the blue boomerang. French vanilla. And yep, using bombs to set up a death warp.
Nicely done. I think we still had a couple of snakes there as well, helping speed it up a little bit. But we will get to see where that main Hyrule Castle entrance is. The Dark Shopping Mall.
And Pod is right next door.
Well, that's just about the best way to get back to Pod.
We found 3 small keys so far, so let's see what we can do. So yeah, we can do some. Oh, never mind. Just gonna death warp because he's in bunny form. So just gonna do a bunny revive, or yeah, bunny revival, or whatever you call it.
Yep. And Artie Walsh is not going to give us the checks for the entrances. So we know where they are, but not going to check them and not going to also check out that boomerang yet. And there's our Eastern big key out of the shooter room.
Another required big key. Alright, Ernie also giving us our first look at the Village of Outcasts.
Meanwhile, Solski is going to work through the Bowlock side here of Palace of Darkness, so we will be seeing some mimic clipping happen. Unfortunately, as most runners will tell you, sword beams are terrible.
Yep, only do fighter sword damage. No matter what sword you have. Is that a vanilla treasure chest game entrance?
Yeah, that was Chest Game at Chest Game. We've had a lot of vanilla entrances.
Oh, we found Hype Cave.
And already a big key.
Oh, the
Not
Skullwoods.
necessarily a good one.
That was the only thing I note.
Yeah, that's kind of a bad hype cave unless that Skullwoods big pays out. So yeah, I'll give it a 1 out of 10 pending the outcome of Skull Big.
So for big keys, we're just missing Herod, Pod, and GT. The latter two we are going to definitely need. That was our first bottle.
So yeah, what we saw on Solski's side was a Mimic clip. What you can do is these 1-pixel movements to force the Mimic into the wall and eventually walk itself off screen, thus allowing you to proceed up through that room without having to kill the round Mimic with a bow. And while we're getting maps, we are not finding the most important ones. So the dungeons we don't know.
Yeah, with Swamp, Skullwoods, and Turtle Rock are the 3 outstanding ones. One of those is a pendant. And a cape on Stumpy there, that's nice. Oh, that fairy's trying to run away.
And when you're nearing the bomber enemies, you really want that extra health.
Blind's hideout at Swamp Palace.
Starting to knock off our big ticket item locations. I think we've had Mini Moldorm Cave, we've now had Blind's Hut and Hype Cave pretty recently, so and we've had Hookshot, and there's the mirror. And the hammer. Oh my gosh. So yeah, there's definitely no way you could get away from or get through this seed without, or yeah, you needed to get Pearl in the seed. We usually always joke about, oh, the ideal seed is the one I never hacked to actually find a Pearl. It's kind of funny, haha. This one you can't get away from it.
PugTrio's going to do a hammer yump to skip using up the last pod small that they have. And just a single arrow off Mambo's tablet.
So we'll see how far Artie Walsh does continue to go. With that hammer, though, I think there's a good chance we see Dark Shopping Mall as well as the pod area and eventually top of Hyrule Castle. Because that mirror and a Master Sword combination.
Okay, that's 20 rupee cave at Hype Cave. Oh yeah, we have the second Castle Tower small key in the pod U room, but that is useless.
Yeah, we already did get to see our vanilla lumberjack drop down. Just had a piece of heart, so not an important find at this point.
There's Paradox Cave.
And I think this is a good play. We've got Dark World access at this point, so you don't feel as bad about making this kind of gamble to get through here.
And that was our second TR small. Another shield.
Once again, another map to a dungeon we already know.
Oh.
Okay, so there's one of our other paradox entrances, not far away from the first one.
Okay, and now we're gonna, and now Tile, or yeah, Artie Wallace is gonna get Samaria Hobo. A lot of bunny walking from Solskis. Unfortunately, does not know where the Moon Pearl is.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, that Death Mountain Ascent Cave really being one of the last choices in that area might just, make you go, I don't need it right now. And there's our way up to the Dark Death Mountain floating island.
Alright, now we're gonna see the top of Hyrule Castle. See what we have up here. We've yet to find Eastern or the back of Desert or Misery Mire. Another dark cave that he's got no interest in. And just some bombs on the pyramid ledge. It's like we're gonna see Catfish.
Yeah, Catfish and the Dark Potion Shop are kind of isolated checks, so I think this is a good time to go do it.
Ganon is where Ganon usually is. In the pyramid.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Fast Ganon really not going to play a role in this seed. You must beat Aga 2.
And Artie Walsh is going to find Pod here. Alright, we're going into TR.
And that liftable rock by Ice Rock Cave is nothing. And the one check we had in Turtle Rock is also nothing.
Solski is like gonna have the upgrade fairy entrance. I don't remember what was there.
Solski already did that.
Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah, that was
gonna go
Mire
to
Shed.
Right, forgot that. What I meant was gonna go to the Zora area.
So cross keys versus key sanity. So this does have key sanity. So maps, compasses, small keys, and big keys are all shuffled. But entrance or the cross part of that is a cross world entrance randomizer, which means that if you go in an entrance in Light World and it's a connector, you could end up on the other side in Dark World. That's the easiest way to put it. And the idea of what it means by wisdom is just the pendant of each player. These are best of 5 game series. So each player on a team selected a pendant at the beginning of the season, courage, wisdom, and power, and then they play the same player from the other team in these first 3 games.
Courage players face off in casual boots, and then in power, the higher seed chooses between one of 4 modes. The modes being Ambrosia, open hard map compass shuffle, open hard randomizer, and swordless. Oh, castle map is completely useless.
In terms of an advantage at this moment, it's early to say, of course. Artie Walsh having the hammer and the mirror is a nice little bonus or a nice treat, but it's always so early to say who's got the real advantage in this mode. Solsky has checked a few extra entrances, just, lacking the equipment. But Solsky heading back in the desert. Not sure what the play is here. Is this to Hyrule Castle West to get back to Dark World, I'm guessing? Oh,
Right.
Desert Big Chest.
Yep. Blind's hideout is at the Swamp Palace entrance. And just some bombs.
Now, of course, when Solsky gets that hammer, that does mean Ice Palace could be cleared. Of course, only for a pendant, so can't imagine that's an early play, but it's interesting.
And it is the green pendant, so there's an additional item. Yeah, both of them now in Hyrule Castle.
And Solsky really trying to knock out these little orphaned checks, honestly. Not necessarily chasing the density, but not gonna hurt too bad. Seeing this as a way into Dark World and not knowing where that hammer is.
Solsky is heading back, or heading over to the pod area. First gonna see the bottom of Paradox Cave.
But it looks like we are going to get the rest of this pod area.
There's the PR big chest entrance.
Which does mean we can get Crystal Roller Room, and Solsky could work towards that, or head towards the Lava Island, as well as Chomps. And hey, a vanilla small key.
That's our third TR small key.
Meanwhile, Artie Walsh is going to give us Graveyard Ledge. Definitely a location that's pretty easy to leave behind.
And just some berries.
And we're going to get used to that Bombos medallion, so nice time to use that one.
There's 10 arrows in the lava chest. That was
a the
yes,
front of Spectacle Rock.
Yep.
Solsky preparing for a death warp momentarily, just needs to get this chest. Only $20.
Everything else in the dungeon is at least fire rod locked. Alright, catfish. Let's see what we get here. Just 10 arrows. Yeah, the randomizer, it's definitely... Oh, hi, sick kid. It definitely breathes new life into old games, and it's different every single time you play it, which is what adds so much replay value to the game.
We have a lot of options for what to explore, to be honest, right now.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a Gina. For Artie Walsh, I think the big, like the center of mass of entrances to check is, or stuff to check, is actually GT probably at this point.
Yeah. Hey, there's Misery Mire.
Not a great location for it, to be honest, but that is quite a few checks. And if you're feeling brave, you can try to kill Vitreous.
Got the big key. We know of 2 small keys. Solsky currently has 1. Oh, there's a bow on the torch.
And this is why we scout the torch. Or at least why I do it.
There's the mitts.
Ugh, that's a spooky item to find, honestly. I'm personally not a big fan of mitts in this mode, but sometimes they are required. It just can really send you down roads you don't want to.
And the mire area is open now. I finally found a mail upgrade after an hour and 6 minutes.
Yeah, luckily we already have the mirror, so it's not a bad thing to have.
Yeah. And already 11 hearts. That's the GT big key.
And honestly, that's probably one of the best things for Solsky to have found right now. That mire entrance is really out of the way. I don't know when Artie Walsh goes for it, but this also means that when Solsky is able to finally go do GT on, any serious dive into it, he'll also be able to get that big chest.
We just got boots out of Random Room, so we can go back and get that bow now. We also found an Ice Palace key in Mire. Yes, Ganon is vanilla.
And I don't know about you, VXR. How do you feel about vanilla Ganon in this mode?
It's not the greatest, especially since it's fast Ganon, but sometimes the climb can come into play very early on and feel like you just want to knock it out if you have the stuff and you're running out of things to do. But Hardy Walsh cannot do the climb because he does not have the big key.
Or fire.
That too. Ice Armos with just sword beams can take a long time.
Better than some of the worst alternatives. Without sword beams, this fight would actually be even more annoying. Master
For
Sword,
sure.
unfortunately, not one of the best weapons.
It doesn't do any more damage than the Fighter Sword. And these Ice Armos have a pretty weird damage table.
And yes, boomerangs are hilarious against Ice Armos. They're just not efficient.
Alright, so he's gonna fight Vidya with 3 hearts.
Luckily, can break out that Cane of Berna. Gonna use that Berna for all it's worth on this fight. Nicely done so far, and just one eye left. Great job so far.
Now time for the eye. Yeah, on cross keys it's pretty common to only have 1 crystal at this point.
Yeah, to get done a dungeon within the first hour can sometimes be really difficult. You know, there's definitely seeds where maybe you're able to get a couple done within an hour, but I would say on average, it's going to be at least an hour before you can finish a dungeon. And given our equipment and, you know, where we had to go to get the pearl even, and then eventually mirror and hammer, not a bad overall time to get to here. Yeah, great Vidi fight from Solski. Artie Walsh will have some better equipment for it just by having the bow and the cape, but still excellent work.
Oh, where does he Ether Tablet? I did not. Did we get a map check?
I did not see one.
Oh, TR's our last pendant.
Okay. And I think Artie Walsh, yeah, I think we're going to get that TR entrance possibly.
Yeah, 1 rupee on Ether Tablet, 1 arrow on Balance Tablet. We don't know about PED. Maybe that could have something more important. So we, as a Restreaming League, do have full pendant and crystal knowledge.
And unfortunately, the one medallion that Artie Walsh does not have is the one required for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, cross keys, it can be very easy to get lost if you are not taking good notes about where your entrances are.
Yeah, and, you know, if we just look at the requirements for this seed alone, you logically were supposed to get your Thieves Town big and small key to get the glove out of Thieves Town attic, to then do Spiral Cave, which was at the Death Mountain Ascent, to get your flippers to then get Pearl off of Zora Ledge. So there are some twists and turns to this seed already.
Bombos was the second chest in Castle Tower, and Castle Tower is in CAC. Hey, we can check the back at Desert and see what's there.
Yeah, we got a few extra entrances available here now with those mitts. Nothing on Desert left, however.
The mitts were in GT also in the Style Post room.
And there's Mimic Cave.
We have quite a health disparity between the two of them. 15 hearts in blue mail versus 8 hearts in green mail.
Yeah, just the ability to check all the entrance had really, been such a benefit.
Mirror...
Sorry.
Mirrors inside of Blind's hideout inside of the Swamp Palace entrance.
Which is also the location of that hammer.
Back at Desert at the Mire entrance, so Ether is required.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we're only lacking a fire source to go kill Lanmo.
And there's the other TR entrance. At Dark Agena. A45 has our 4th GT small.
So heading into Dark World, I'm going to assume this is for K45. Did we see K45 on Artie Walsh's side?
No, we have not.
Oh, and of course, our Bonk Rocks locations.
Hey, here's Eastern.
And full clearable right now. What kind of luck are you having when you can full clear Eastern the first time?
Especially in cross keys.
Yeah, I mean, how many times do you do these races and always have to say, oh, we got to make that decision. Do you want a full clear Eastern or not? Or, do you want to do a partial dip? And in this case, we got the full clear already.
Yes, Ganon is indeed vanilla.
Yeah, the big question here is, Artie Walsh just have so much to clear right now. So we know that Meyer is over at Pod and, definitely going to find it. It's just that is one of those locations that's never great to get back to.
Looking at items we're missing for Go mode, we still need a Fire Rod. That's our Swamp Small. That was another one of those Go mode items we needed.
And we can live without Fire Rod, honestly. It's just we need Lamp, even.
Oh, Skull Woods is a crystal. Oh, wait. I forgot.
The greatest little trick or exploit in cross keys, of course, the bomb jump in the back of Skull.
Yep.
So we've got that as an option, unless that rear Skull entrance is required or Trinex.
Okay, so yeah, Pod Big Key is what we need.
And a fire source.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
17 hearts at 1 hour and 18 minutes.
Versus not even up to number 10 on Solski's side, unfortunately. But Solski working very nicely through all these checks. You know, will at this rate be to that hammer and mirror soon. Hopefully does go to GT not soon after that. But here we go with the Armos kill and very nice quick kill.
With the
Out
last
of there.
arrow.
Yeah. But that is crystal number 2 for Artie Walsh, and that does tie up the crystal count.
All right, now we're going to see K45. Oh, Kako Shack. Small key to deserts.
Okay. Still no fire. This is the shocking part here. We are an hour and 20 in and we have no fire. But Solski now has that hammer and mirror. I'll be curious to see how Solski decides to play at this moment with all those options.
Solski going back into Thieves Town.
And this is not the play I was expecting.
I'm going to go check the big chest.
Yeah, Solski's been very thorough in this race, if I'm being honest. A lot of checks that I wouldn't have expected. But if something comes from this, this could be huge.
I'm also getting Smith Chain. Trying to remember where the Smiths were.
Lumberjack.
Oh yeah, Lumberjack House. Yep. Yeah, Sanctuary will be our fastest way there.
So here we go. New check with the Smiths on Artie Walsh's side, and new check for Solski with Thieves Town Big. And there's fire.
Fire
Wow.
rod.
and nothing out of the Thieves Town big chest. So, yeah, that is a lot of checks now for Artie Walsh. Is this just pod big and GT big for Go, I believe?
Yeah, and we know GT Big's in Meyer Big Chest.
So I think the one thing that really helps Solsky here is that if I'm in Artie Walsh's shoes, I full clear as much as possible. Or like I'm probably clearing a lot of the dungeons I have available. So like I would not be surprised to see Swamp Palace soon. Desert, the back of Desert, possibly even right side GT before he makes his way over to Meyer. Oh, and yeah, as Ruvian's pointing out in chat, Artie Walsh does need a small key.
Oh, yeah.
As well as Schultzer. Yeah, no, you're both right. Artie Walsh did burn all 3 pod smalls that first trip in. I don't remember if Solsky did either.
Solsky has found 4.
Oh, so should have an extra one still.
And just a heart piece in the big chest. Okay, there's Walsh's 4th pod key.
Oh, that's the one that Solsky got earlier. Okay. Trying to think what entrance Artie Walsh is hoping for at this point, because I feel like we've seen most of our item entrances, and there's the top of Paradox.
Yeah. Oh, I got a head check here. Yeah. Yeah, Dam is... I can't remember. Okay, just a rupee pile, which I think is 50.
Dam was right side of Race Game. So both of our runners have opened up the dam, and in this case, Artie Walsh could go beat Swamp Palace. And I've been so wrong about Artie Walsh's ideas here. Looks like he's focusing on entrance find right now rather than dungeon clear. So knowing he needs a dungeon still, saying that's more important than me finding the items to be in go mode. I mean, it's a sound strategy.
Yeah, the pod big key is our last remaining item. Yeah, Solsky now seeing that bow, probably not going to be too happy, but we'll find the boots in Rando Room.
Yeah, and here's a big, I don't want to say that it's an out, but Artie Walsh is starting to open up at least a little bit of a, or closing in on go mode pretty quickly here, and having that fire rod this early is, or this much earlier than Solsky could prove to be beneficial. But this GT big chest, I don't want to undersell its importance right now. And I don't know if we'll get a repeat of last seed, or the last seed between these two runners. It's kind of hard to think that we'll get a second tie.
The thing about that pod big key, it can really be anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, Solskjaer has the big key. He can do the climb. But wait, we're missing. Wait, still doesn't have a fire source. Nope, can't do it.
Watch Lamp be here in the big chest. Meanwhile, Artie Walsh is about to find Meyer, and we'll get a full clear of Meyer, actually, so could be a big benefit. We also could get the pod big here on left side of Meyer. And this is a very easy location for Solskjaer to kind of last locate now.
Yeah, especially since you have to repay 110 rupees.
Yeah, just walking through that hedge maze to pod is not fun. Interesting. I'm kind of surprised by the strategy from Solskjaer.
I guess really wanted the bow for Ice Armos.
I guess so.
Fire Rod is Smith Chain.
And the interesting piece here is we actually did not get to see what's in the big chest yet. Solskjaer did skip that for now to go get that bow after getting the boots. Our first right side check in Meyer is just 10 arrows. We still have the vanilla big key chest. Let's see what that is.
Now, if we see a big key, the Hera big is still out there too, so there's still a chance that, you know, we could be like, oh, it's a big key, but oh, wait, no. And the big chest just had bombs. Yeah, just a blue rupee on cutscene chest.
So as long as Solskjaer decides not to head back to there, it will not be a big loss. But out of nowhere, you know, we were talking earlier about how both our runners now up into that. We've got Artie Walsh at 17 and Solskjaer up to 15 now very quickly.
So who's gonna check? Oh, I'm gonna check the Hera entrance first, and then head off to Ether Tablet.
And we might get that TR entrance as well.
Oh yeah, because he's got Solskjaer's got Bombos. No, Artie Walsh needs the pod big key.
And Solskjaer also needs the pod big, also needs a fire source.
Ago one drop Lumberjack was vanilla, and it was a piece of heart. Oh, here's Waterfall Fairy. A vanilla red boomerang.
nice remembering about the bridge there.
Yep, we can check Spite Cave now. Small key to Hyrule Castle, not useful at all.
So this will be crystal number 3 for Artie Walsh. And just going to park in the corner here and let the eyes come to him and just slash that sword. Great little benefit of, or bug with the cape is that as long as you're slashing really, really fast, the magic will drain really, really slow.
Alright, so Solski's gonna head into the Mire entrance, which is eastern, I believe?
Northern Desert.
Oh wait, Northern Desert. Just not something... Oh, he might steal the key. Solski, you don't have a fire source. Oh, now I just remembered.
And at this point, Artie Walsh, knowing, you know, I've found all my dungeons, I know what I need, let's just kill what we can, beat the dungeons, and hope to find the pod big along the way.
I don't think we've seen the checkerboard cave entrance yet. Oh wait, no, we did. No, we didn't. Oh wait, we did. Sorry, Yeah, I did not note that down. That is 4 crystals.
Yeah, Artie Walsh is well positioned at this point, you know, just going to be able to continue to clear these crystals off one by one.
Alright, where's Solski gonna... Oh, okay, Artie also is gonna do swamp now. And that's another pod key. A C-shaped house inside of the hammer pegs with just a red rupee. Yeah, go into GT first to do the climb there, and maybe better so you can avoid checking left side swamp if the pod big key is on the climb.
Yeah, tough to say. I mean, you could also be hoping for extra sword right now.
Yeah, because right now we're looking at Master Sword Silverless Ganon, which is not a fun time.
Well, we do have Fire Rod already, so like here comes the fire source for Solski after turning into Smith. So both runners will be just that pod big from Go mode. Unfortunately for Solski, still has a couple of entrances to find. Oh, and there's
the ice rod.
No.
Not what we wanted to see. Ped is unfortunately dead.
Yeah, we definitely have. I think it was just Artie Walsh who read it, but it is dead.
Yeah. All right, time for Argus.
Nice double or killing of 2 puffs with a single spin. Yeah, and I think at this point, I think we see the path that Artie Walsh is going to take. Take down Argus here, possibly see left side swamp. Then we get back of desert, and there's the lamp. Get back of desert after this, and then probably GT after that. And if we still don't have pod big, it becomes just a whole mess.
Trinex is a thing now.
I don't know if you were in their position, you finish your crystals, you finish GT. The stuff you need to do is your next play over to TR or Ice. You think?
I think you go Ice, especially with it being the green pendant.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same spot, but I think we're gonna skip left side swamp completely.
We'll see if this Keith. Oh wait, no, it was Solski that stole the desert key, I think. Oh, tempered.
Well, and Solski actually spent that steal, so not even a real steal at this point.
Oh right, because forgot about the fire source.
And this could be GT climb for Solski right after this.
Yeah, I definitely could see
in
it.
position for it.
That was that third bottle in the compass room. And yep, we're gonna climb.
Yep. And at this point, I think we can say Artie Walsh has a bit of an advantage. Just, about to come up on crystal number 6. And with that tempered sword as well. Just the order of the checks has worked out a little better for Artie Walsh. Solski is not, there's no out of it or anything. It's just is a little behind at this point is the best way to put it.
Remember how we were talking about the health disparity between the two? Well, they're pretty much even now.
Yeah.
18 to 17. Tempered sword was right side of desert in the big key chest. And that small key is to Hera. Ooh.
Oh, no.
The air basement's a thing now.
Well, and as you said, not only are we missing that pod big, but that Harabig still exists in the world. And even if Solsky finds the pod big here in GT, Hardy Walsh right behind. So
yeah,
I don't see a lot of scenarios where Solsky can kind of start making up time here. You know, it could come down to a bad location for this pod big, but Artie Walsh will get down to last locations probably a lot sooner.
yeah. Yeah, left side swamp could be one of Solsky's outs. Well, Solsky found Eastern.
No, Solsky has not gone to the bonk rocks behind Bomb Shop.
Right, yeah. Just making sure, because that is where the swamp small is.
And honestly, for Solsky, this is kind of this play makes sense just because, you know, this will put him on top of Hyrule Castle and we'll be able to get those 3 Hyrule Castle checks that we know are nothing. Yeah, this isn't the worst place for the pod big key, honestly, if it's up here, because both of our runners have to do this climb. With Ganon being vanilla, they both have to do this eventually, so why not now?
Alright, we're gonna see some new checks on Solsky's side.
Three bombs, 300 rupees, 2 left.
Oh,
2
there it is.
Darkness. That is go mode officially for Solsky at 146.38. Artie Walsh not far behind. So yeah, this is pretty much. Oh, yeah, this is actually not go mode for Solsky. Still missing the Swamp Small out of Eastern Palace, but that's a huge find. Solsky knows, you know, I need to find Eastern at this point. But Artie Walsh about to get that big key as well to be officially in go mode. And yeah, I don't think there's an out at this point for Solsky, unfortunately. Because even if Solsky finds Eastern next, the sword advantage alone is already huge. And I don't see Solsky finding another sword.
No. Oh, a very nice Aka too.
Yeah, nicely done. And Artie Walsh does have 2 spare pod smalls now, so that's not even a question. You know, I think did we ever see Potion Shop?
No, we didn't. I don't think so.
We turned in that mushroom so long ago, we never...
And we're very likely to have Silverless Ganon. Yeah, it being a GT is a possibility.
We actually saw GT.
Oh, right, yeah. What got us to GT.
The Light World Arrow game entrance was a connector up to there.
Oh, yeah, yep, now I remember.
Turtle Rock entrance, I think, and Pyramid Fairy are the two we haven't seen.
That could be it.
But Solski heading back to the House of Darkness, it looks like, unless, was there another entrance over there? Just Hyrule Castle main. I don't think that's the play here, so into pod.
Yeah, there's many different sprites you can choose for Link. And Solski decided to go with an eggplant. And Artie Walsh chose to go with the Burb. Mouse Cursor is a pretty interesting sprite. I've seen it, like, some of the signs you get from it are weird. We do not know where Silvers are. We're probably going to be finding that info from Ganon at this rate.
Artie Walsh's sprite is called the Burb. So there is Aga 2 for Artie Walsh. Now just has to go back to the Dark Shopping Mall to get through this Palace of Darkness clear.
We have to do Aga 2 because Ganon is vanilla.
Nice Helmasaur kill there for Solski.
Finishing up just as Artie Walsh enters.
And the plus side for Artie Walsh is having that lamp. It's going to be even easier to kind of see through this.
Yeah, Helmasaur King just gave us Mirror Shields. Yeah, we are going to have a Silverless Ganon fight. And no half magic, so magic consumption will be important. Oh, Solski's gonna do Ice Palace now.
Yeah, unfortunately, just as it's only our green pendant. Understandable why you'd be tempted to go here, but not the direction we need. And this is the difficulty of cross keys. You can really make some decent decisions and just they don't pay off like this. And that's kind of what has been the difference here in this one.
Yeah. Ice Rod is in the Swamp Palace big chest, which we know is not going to be required. And that is crystal number 7. And there's our last bottle.
And we got red mail.
Right above where you would normally see a mail upgrade. And our last sword was in the big chest.
So Artie Walsh heading to Ganon now. This is pretty much the quickest way to get there at this point, to get back to the top of the pyramid. So dashing all the way there.
Alright, and here's Ganon. What kind of burrito? I don't know what kind of burrito I'd want to be.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Not the very existential question I ask myself daily.
Nope.
And with that blue mail and all those hearts, I mean, Artie Walsh is just going to eat damage to get through that in one phase.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Solsky taking on Cold Stare. Nicely done.
The P on the upper left of Solsky's HUD means that Ice Palace is a pendant. Silvers were in Swamp.
Oh, so left side Swamp.
Alright, so without Silvers, it's 12 spins. You can damage Ganon just as he is warping away.
Yeah, and the reason we go with spins is it does extend the window of or when you can hit Ganon with it. If you were just going for untimed slashes or a slash, it's a lot harder to get the timing perfect. And yes, the letter, the C and the P letter designation is actually a part of one of the most recent updates. But there we go. Artie Walsh taking down Ganon. Just has that bridge to cross, and we'll be able to take this game for Team Tile Roomies. And there we go. Artie Walsh finishing in first with an official time of 1:57.55.
And Solsky has decided to forfeit. We are going to get Walsh in for an interview, but we will not be getting Solsky.
So yeah, GG's to both of our runners tonight. And we are now joined by RD Walsh. GG.
GG.
Oh, thank you. GG's. Yeah,
So
interesting.
Yeah. A lot more straightforward than the last one, I guess, for the two of you.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, always nice when the mirror isn't in a logical double dip of Ice Palace, Like, Blindside in Swamp Palace. Easy. It's fine.
Yeah, that was a loaded Swamp Palace end. It's both your hammer and your mirror there to then go to GT for all the items there, so...
Yeah. And like I thought about like going to GT once it got those items, but like it's like I still have like entrances I can check. I'm just gonna like kind of continue exploring the world, and like after doing all that exploration I found boots. It's like, oh, okay, that feels kind of meh, but what are you gonna do? Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was like anything. Yeah, and also the way that you were supposed to get to Dark World of the Seed, I kind of love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just go all the way through Desert Right to get to Hyrule Castle, take that connector.
Funny flippers logic again.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's always, at least the sea was like courteous enough to give me a rupee farm, because like, you always have a little bit of anxiety when you see the early flippers like, oh no, what, like, am I gonna have to do Zora this early? But yeah, and I guess you did have to for the Desert Big, but yeah, at least you just, go one screen down. Hey, there's a rupee farm.
Yeah, that was definitely a curious moment for both of you. When we saw you pull the Desert Big off of Zora, we weren't sure if Solsky would have had the money either for his trip up to Zora, and instead Solsky found a 300 rupee before heading there to put him up above 500. So, both of you did hit that big.
Yeah, no, there was like a 300 in like the first chest of escape, if I recall correctly. Brain kind of gets scrambled, but I feel like there was a 300 in escape somewhere, or maybe there was somewhere different. I'm not quite sure what Solsky's early game was, but I'm sure. Yeah.
Solsky explored some of the bunny walking and
yeah,
before going to Spiral Cave, which put him a little bit behind early for getting that pearl, and then your Dark World route hit Swamp Palace entrance a lot sooner. So those were kind of the big differences.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really thankful that like Back of Old Man was like a path to Dark World, because that just kind of made everything a lot smoother. Like I would have like, even if it wasn't like, I think that the only like connector I hadn't taken at that point was Desert Right, so I feel like I would have found that like pretty soon. But yeah, yeah, that was a really nice sequence break, and yeah, at least Back of Old Man's like, that's gonna be like the easiest dark room. Like I don't really have like a strat for it. Like I just kind of hold right for a long time, and then I hold down and I leave the cave.
Well, speaking of dark room strats, I do want to ask about that one to actually rescue the old man. Lots of quick swapping, but not much use of a bug net or a hook shot or anything to really see your way through that.
Yeah, that's another one where I just kind of like go by, like I just try to like time it out of my head, and sometimes that kind of like, sometimes that can like cause a lot of trouble. Like I had a lot of trouble with the old man rescue yesterday, but yeah, mostly I use like the quick swap to like know when I'm making the screen transition, because the quick swap won't fire when you're in the screen transition. So like that's what I know. Okay, now I need to hold right for a few seconds. Now I need to hold left, or now I need to hold left for a few seconds. Now I need to hold right and down for a few seconds so I don't fall in the pit. So
Nice.
yeah, it's good to have that like audio cue, especially like Bugnet and bombs, like they are usable, but I don't know. I just prefer to brute force it. Like I have no finesse.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was the first. I'm saying the first game, the second first game, I guess we'll call it, between your
The
teams.
second first game, which is game 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
That wasn't confusing at all.
I totally got it.
So, but this is obviously a great way to start off the series for Roomies in this best of 5. So I do see one other matchup in the series already scheduled. Looks like
Yeah.
tomorrow night, or tomorrow late afternoon is, looks like the Courage pendant matchup.
Yeah, Jamie and Futon, that's gonna be fun. Hopefully I can get off work in time to catch some of that. And yeah, with Andy out of town, like we're kind of waiting for that match to happen, but it should be happening soon. But yeah, it's kind of weird because like, you know, this obviously being like a re-race, like, you know, Solsky and I, like, that was just an incredible feel. Like, I didn't even feel bad for a while, like, after, I mean, that morning after, it's like, oh god, I regret everything I ever did. But like, like, in that moment, like, watching, like, the last few moments of the race and seeing, like, all the reactions in chat, like, that was really cool. And it's just kind of unfortunate that, I mean, I can't really complain too much, but, like, that the ruling, I'm trying to find the right words to say here. Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Like I feel for Solsky. Like, you know, you get the win by 2 seconds, and like all the retimes happen, and yeah, it's the rules, but you know.
Yeah, no, completely understandable. That is a very difficult situation.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm happy to get the win, but like I would have preferred to have like played better in the first edition of Game 2.
But I guess, you know, any other things you'd like to say about this one, or?
No, I'm just happy that, you know, everything was kind of reasonable with this one. You know, reasonable mirror, reasonable boots, and it was kind of a fun scene. And GG Solsky, good luck to his team going forward. Thank you guys for the commentary and for the tracking. Hopefully I'll be able to watch this back. But yeah, this is fun. Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So yeah, big shout outs to our runners tonight. Once again, give them a follow. They put on a great show. Also, shout outs to our trackers tonight, Matt, Ewok Herd, and Nochibato for doing the work behind the scenes, hitting all those buttons. It's really difficult to keep track of this kind of mode, and it helped keep VXR and I on track the whole time. And VXR, it has been a pleasure to do comms with you tonight.
And yeah, same to you.
In terms of races for the rest of this, we do have a race in just about an hour or 2 hours, between Magliacci and I Like Big Boots. It is in Vrosia between Orange and Zero Rush. That'll be on SpeedGaming. So do be sure to check that one out. And Vrosia is a great mode. That'll be the rest of the races for tonight. But tomorrow we do have currently 2 races on the schedule for the Invitational League. As we mentioned earlier, Roomies and PugTrio do have their Courage pendant matchup for casual boots between Jay Misher and Futon. And then 310 as well. Tomorrow we have Did You Check Your Boot versus Swirly Coin Brewing, Tam versus CS Tutor. And they chose Swordless for that mode. So that's an interesting one. In terms of the Open League, there is a race tomorrow between Kakariko Brew Crew and Dante Made Us Join. Hard Randomizer with Sokol versus Sir Link-A-Lot. So I believe that is a game 4 in that series. So still great races tomorrow, and definitely for the next month and a half, 2 months. So be sure to follow all the SpeedGaming networks as well as the ALTTPR League channels, as there are plenty of opportunities for great randomizer. We will try to let this play out just a little bit further to see the CR for Artie Walsh, but I will turn it over to VXR to close out for tonight.
Yeah, so this was a lot of fun. Thank you to our chat for watching this. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do this. Till next time, I don't really have anything else to say, so as we now see the collection rates, I think we can officially sign off now. So, have a good night, everyone.